Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thank you. This is Sullivan Now. Give me a list. You on Dragon Ball Super episode 46. Overall, I like this episode. It was definitely very very good overall because even though it's filler, there were so many scenes I got. I mean, scenes I liked. I want to break it down as best as possible. Anyway, if you guys don't know the episode or the main story, then you're up to speed. Let me break it down for you. Monaka came. Monaka, he came to planet Earth to make a delivery. He talked to Bulma a bit, but during that time, Trunks and Goten decided to sneak aboard his ship and do it without permission and got trouble because they went on one of Monaka's routes, his delivery routes. He went to see this guy named Passaggio to make a delivery, but at the same time, his planet was being, attacked by this band of space pirates. And this is evil gang, not really space pirates, just this gang led by this nasty guy named Grill. They wanted the secret called the superhuman water, a fluid that would let him control everything and give him his power. But instead, all it does is steals the power and identity of another person and makes it their own. At the same time, it also weakens the original. It weakens the original and makes and the original dies. After 5 minutes. It was supposed to be a weapon to help the planet, but instead it became a very viable threat, so they had to lock it away. Pajaza had the key, and they took it from him, and they even had help from Vegeta. Vegeta even came to rescue him, but he too fell prey to the superhuman water, right? And they had to make a copy of himself. Anyway, you guys are up to speed now. Goku came, and he's gonna help it. He's gonna take on this copy of Vegeta. And, it's gonna be a tough opponent, because it's Vegeta, definitely. Overall, you gotta understand. You guys watched my last episode, my last review on this, and then there's gonna be a lot of crazy stuff. Anyway, let's get started. The episode, it is action packed overall. I did like it, because you get anything with Goku and Vegeta, it's definitely awesome. But when it's them fighting, even though it's just a copy of Vegeta, it has him down perfectly. For example, his fighting moves, his speech, and even his personality. Really. Vegeta, seeing Vegeta, so he's so conflicted because he doesn't want to die, but at the same time, he doesn't want a part of him to lose because he doesn't want to lose to Goku in any way. Goku's basically his main motivation. One of the things value Vegeta most of all is his Saiyan pride. His pride above anybody else. And above anything else, except for maybe his family. Vegeta, it's definitely, one of the hard-headed person, but he's also that's what makes him one of the most greatest characters in DBZ. See how conflicted he gets. Seeing him one side rooting for Goku, other side rooting for the copy of himself. Like, hey, Goku, fake me. Goku, fake me. Seeing him go back and forth. One of the things you also gotta know about Dragon Ball Z and most anime in general, most anime and manga in general, there's some action packed, but they're also with action scene. There's also some side of it that's also very humorous. There's also a side of comedy. You gotta note some of the comedy in this. Seeing how conflicted Vegeta is, he even tries to go into the fight. Get involved, but he's so weakened that his punch literally goes right through. And his body goes right through the fake version of him, and to the fake Vegeta. Let's say you're just an empty shell. It's definitely very interesting how you see it, because he's so conflicted. He doesn't want to die, but he doesn't want part of him to lose, because he wants to beat Goku. Seeing this fight, right, and he's frustrated because that's not the real him fighting Goku. See how conflicted he get. We also get to note that the key, that Pochachi said that the key that locked up the superhuman water will also buy him a little extra time. Seeing it. I mean, you just mentioned this now. He also mentions that in order to bleed the superhuman water, you have to crush the core, which is basically the crystal, or the crystal at the center of it. I mean, Passaggio is like old, like 100 years old and stuff. He knew all this stuff, and he could have told him a lot sooner. But seeing how wacky a character is, he's kind of like Master Roshi. How wacky he is. He kind of reminds me of Roshi a little bit. It's just an alien, goofy version of Roshi. Seeing him, it's definitely funny. Anyway, it's definitely interesting seeing this. It's understandable. I mean, You know, and I can't believe Vegeta actually did that. He's sucking on the key because the key looks like a lot like a pacifier, and I'll get into that later. Anyway, now that they know that the core is, they gotta do their best. They want to crush it. They want to crush it because they want to save it. And they knew that if they crushed the crystal, that the slime form that the copy would be weakened enough. But the original form was in the copy of Grill. Seeing him, it's definitely, and Oh, and I knew there was something more to that. I mean, the copy of Grill couldn't control the copy of Vegeta because of his pride. Because it's obvious Vegeta's a badass. And seeing this fake copy of him, he copied him so perfectly he can even go Super Saiyan Blue. And seeing fake Vegeta and fake Goku go head to head like this, even though it is filler, I liked it because we're seeing a Goku and Vegeta fight, but but a whole different way, very very differently. It's definitely, very, very, poignant. Given the overall finesse of the story, even though it is filler, you know, the overall presentation. They try to do their best, the kids, and Goat, and Trunks. Even Jocko's son, Jocko, he does help. Oh, but Jocko, he's just, I like that half the time Jocko's a lazy coward, he does stuff like that. But he say as a galactic patrol, as in the super elite, I'm not gonna stand by and just let this happen, Even though Jocko, he is very weak. Hell, when the slime tried to go, or when he was about to be attacked by the slime literally went past him and went straight for, for Goten and Trunks, because it's obvious, it's dead obvious that Goten and Trunks are stronger than him. And he complains like, "Hey, why won't you come for me, the super elite?" Like he felt rejected, and it's funny as hell, Seeing seeing this, like I said earlier, and when an action anime like this, it's also a sense of humor, some comedy, some comic relief, which is what I think about Jocko. Even though there are times where he does some good stuff, he is sometimes a bit can be used as comic relief. Mm. Anyway, they get to the slime. The slime has them cornered a little bit. And it looks like Vegeta, he's about to make a big move, like the real Vegeta. And knowing that his son, he is on the verge of death, he can't just he helplessly he tries to, seeing, even though he's gonna die, if Goku doesn't win, that he dies. If Goku wins, that the fake version of him lose, that means that he's not stronger than Goku, That is something you gotta think about. Not and then there's this, there's this part, this part is way different, and one of the things I gotta know, the hero of the day, it wasn't Goku, Vegeta, Jocko, Goten, and Trunks. The hero of the day was Monaka, because he actually stepped on the crystal and cracked it. He didn't even do nothing. All he did was step on the crystal. That was an accident. And I don't want to give too much away, but that was an accident. And seeing that, even though, and I can't believe Goku, he's still so dead. He still had that it was Monaka. Even though we all know that Monaka's a weakling, he's nothing. He's just a big boob having freak. Reek, and he still thinks that he's strong. But Beerus just lied to Goku to get him to motivate him to become stronger. He used Monaka as a tool. In fact, just to motivate him, because Goku wouldn't think too highly of himself. Um, then there's one of the things I got to note at the end. Two things, like one, Vegeta freaking out to the fact that it looked like he was sucking on a pacifier, and it does. He was sucking on a pacifier. And think about it. Even though the key was used to lock the superhuman water, it does dead ass look like a pacifier. And see how embarrassed he was. He said he would rather die than let people see him sucking on a pacifier than rather. Then this is my favorite part. My favorite part, most of all, seeing that clip at the end of Future Trunks, seeing the preview we're gonna get, and seeing Future Trunks. We already know the timeline. And this is supposed to be at least like what? Supposed to be like 32 years 22 years later, like supposed to be after the events of the original Dragon Ball Z, after the Cell arc. But Trunks is still young, like he's still 17. That means it's like 7 years after what happened with Boo. So So the Trunks is still a teenager, but he's not much older than he was when he first came in the Cell arc. Future Trunks is. Yes. And we get to see Future Pan. She looks older, like way older than she was in Dragon Ball GT, even though that's a spin-off, and a lot of die-hard Dragon Ball Z fans denounced it because it had such because the storyline, overall, was not as good as Z, but it did give us some good things like Super 17, the Shadow Dragons, and the Black Star Dragon Ball's baby, and all. And overall, one of my favorite DBZ moments, uh, Super Saiyan 4, which was something that we never seen before. Anyway, that's all I gotta think about. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, subscribe. Thank you. Give me your opinion. And this is Solomon Adams giving my latest review on Dragon Ball Super Episode 46. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm out. Bye.